Do you have a real tree in your house for Christmas? And I mean the real deal kind of tree with needles that fall out that you have to water all the time. But the kind of tree that just fills the whole house with this beautiful smell of Christmas. You know, over 24 million of these trees are going to be sold this year in the United States, and 10 million of the artificial kind. Christmas trees are big business in our country. Over 100,000 people work full-time in the Christmas tree industry, and over 1 million acres of farmland are devoted to raising Christmas trees. It's hard to imagine celebrating Christmas without a beautiful tree in your house with presents underneath it. But have you ever wondered why we chop down a tree and bring it in our house and then put the lights and the ornaments on it? I mean, is there any kind of significance to it? What's the meaning behind the Christmas tree? Well, the tradition started over 1,300 years ago in Germany, and they were called Christbaums. But we know from tradition that Martin Luther was actually the very first one to take a Christmas tree inside. Martin Luther lived about 500 years ago in Germany. And one very cold December night, he was walking home through the woods, and he paused and looked up at the sky, and he saw the brilliance of the stars, and it captivated him. And then he noticed that the starlight was glistening off the snow that was on the branches of the trees. And he wanted to be able to share that with his family. So he came up with the idea of cutting down a tree. And then he brought it into his house, and he put candles on all the branches to try to recreate the look of the starlight on the branches of the tree. So, what does all of this have to do with Christmas anyway? Well, the Christbaum was an evergreen tree. And the tree that Martin Luther chose to bring into his house was an evergreen tree. And did you ever notice we never use maple trees or oak trees for our Christmas trees, but always evergreens? Why? Because evergreens are forever green. They're forever alive. And they're a powerful symbol to us that because Jesus was born, we will be forever alive. They remind us that Jesus was a man who was very much involved with wood his whole life. When he was a baby, they laid him in a manger made out of wood. And when he grew up and became a man, he earned his living as a carpenter, a man working with wood. And when he died on a wooden cross. A cross that the Bible calls a tree.